Hi, Joe Cerrone.
Oh, Roland.
Welcome to CAD 116 in our weekly Zoom classroom meeting. Alrighty. So as we check our calendar of events, we have student assistance available today and tomorrow. If you need any help, you're welcome to come by the Skokie campus, room P130, between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. We have student assistance in person. We also have student assistance online. On Thursdays, if you'd like online support, send us an email and we can schedule that. Module 5 and 6 are due today. If you haven't turned those in, you can ask for an extension. Again, email and request an extension. And that's typical of the type of work that we do in mechanical design and manufacturing. And so we try to keep that to a point where if you do need assistance, you can request it and you can get an extension. But if not, just turn in the assignments and we'll grade this appropriately. And then module 7 and 8 have been assigned today. And we're looking at the last day is next week, the 27th, to turn in your drawings, and they're all due on the 27th. Don't forget to take the quizzes and exams. The final exam and the final practice exam are available. And as we look at the notes for taking the final exam, it's located under quizzes and exams. And we recommend that you take the practice exam first before you take the actual final exam. That'll help you prepare for it. You can take it an unlimited number of times. The quizzes and exams are located right here. Make sure that you take the quizzes to get the points for those. And then here's the final exam. And then here's the practice final. And so it's a multiple choice test. You can use your book, you can use your computer. On the practice final exam, it's not proctored, but on the final exam, it will be proctored and you will need to use Honor Lock. Alrighty, so module 7 is on dimensioning, and dimensioning is one of the things that AutoCAD does really well for a number of different types of applications, whether it's architectural or mechanical or some type of scientific activity. The dimensioning style and the abilities to dimension things with AutoCAD are probably the best of any CAD software. People use AutoCAD for that. We have a couple of videos of the textbook lectures. And so here's the chapter 28 textbook lecture and chapter 29 textbook lecture. They're about 15 minutes each. And it goes through the content from the textbook. The assignments for module 7 consist of chapter 28, 29 readings. And then the module itself has 2 drawings. And you're to choose one of them. You can choose either the mechanical drawing or the architectural drawing. We have videos in development. We have some videos that are currently there, but we're going to update those this week just to make sure that we continue to keep those fresh. And then as we look at the drawings that need to be created, we're going to work with this architectural drawing. And it's ideally to draw this door and to dimension that. This is for module 8. This is the directions for the floor plan. So I'm going to come back to that. Mechanical drawing. It's basically a mechanical part that we're going to apply these different dimensions to, where we have angular dimensions, we have align dimensions, radial dimensions, diameter dimensions. It's just applying the dimensions properly to a mechanical drawing. So module 7 is on dimensioning. And so you can have your choice of dimensioning either a mechanical or an architectural model. The drawing itself is in the system for the mechanical part. And so if you go to the content area, you can download the student drawing of the mechanical part. And then once you're in that mechanical part that you have downloaded, you can annotate and dimension it. Make sure you put them on the proper layer. And so I'm going to add a layer here. I'm going to add a new layer. Them for dimensioning. We'll make that green. I'm going to make it a dark green. It's easier to see. Continuous line type with a line weight of 0.3 millimeters would be our standard. And then we'll make this 0.3 as well. And make our object lines 0.5. So we use different pencils or different line weights to communicate things within mechanical drawings. And if we turn on our line weight button, we can see that. You have kind of pops where you can see the geometry. And then we'll go through and we'll add our dimensions. And so for this drawing, we can go and add a linear dimension, use endpoint O snaps, and your drawing will be nice and accurate. And then once you have the drawing created, you save that and turn that into the assignments folder. So you can choose one or the other. PowerPoint for Chapter 7 is there. And then Module 8 is our last module. In Module 8, we have, and before I end, Evan, let's just take a look in the content section. So here we are in the content section. This is a link to the AutoCAD website. We developed this years ago. It's a good reference point. Here's a video on Module 7 drawing labs. Here's our mechanical. Here's the door. Here's our PowerPoint. I will add the student drawing to this because it needs to be added. I'm going to pause and do that now. Resuming. So Module 7, complete either the mechanical or the architectural drawing. In the mechanical drawing, you don't have to draw. So you can download that. I've added it, the mechanical student version here. Download it. Open that drawing. And then create the drawing and the dimensions per the print that we have for Module 7. And that print is the same as the one that's located here in the main splash page with our instructions. And so in the main splash page, I've also updated that student version of the file. And then here's our detail drawing. Alrighty. So that's Module 7. Choose one drawing. Take the quiz, and you can also start thinking about the practice exam for the final exam. If you're more of an architectural person, then we'll draw the door and I'll have that all set for you. Module 8, back to the main splash page. In Module 8, we're looking at our last assignment, and you can choose either the architectural or the mechanical drawing, and it's a analysis drawing. Oftentimes people will take existing CAD drawings and analyze them to determine how much room is there, whether the furniture fits through the door. Analyzing CAD drawings is a very important component of working CAD because it's so accurate. And so we can use these different tools to analyze our drawings. And then there's two drawings. You can either choose the architectural drawing, which is this floor plan, or you can choose the mechanical drawing, which is this gasket. Here's a video that shows how to analyze the rooms for area. This is very common. If you need to pick out flooring, you can go through and analyze the area. And the way that we do that is basically with the analysis commands that are within AutoCAD. And so here in the utilities, there's a command called area. And what we can do is to go through and calculate the area of the room. And so we can go and select the area command and then essentially trace around the CAD geometry that you want. I'm going to leave the closet out of this one. And then you hit enter. And what it will do is it will calculate out the area and the perimeter as well. And so with the drawing, then you're to update the square feet for each of the rooms. So this is an analysis project, and the analysis worksheets are located right here. And so if we look at the analysis on plan 1, and this is actually the drawing. And so you would open the drawing, we give you the drawing. You would go through and analyze it. And this one's already set at 104 square feet. And then you would input that in the instructions. And so the instructions are right here. And the instructions are for plan 1. And what they have you do is to analyze the total square feet of all the bedrooms, distances, total square feet. And we have those in the video for you. And so if you look at the video right here, hi, Joe Cerrone. I'm just going to record how to. And so, and I believe we have some newer videos too, which we'll add the links, but this one basically goes through and shows you how to analyze the different rooms. And add those to the drawing. So be sure to complete the answers. In other words, we want the calculations included as well. And you can either scan the sheet or you can type these right in the CAD system on the drawing. And so you can go right here and just use the text tool. And put in your answers for those room calculations and just include it with the drawing. Alrighty, so that's the video. And then if we come back here, we also have the video for the mechanical. And so this mechanical video shows how to do that. We have a newer video and some of the older videos. The older videos are very good. The CAD system doesn't change that much, but as we go through, we continue to update them. And look at these different analysis commands. Here's our mechanical. YouTube's a bit slow today. And it's the same type of technique. In this one, though, you need to draw the project. And so the mechanical drawing will draw the gasket, apply the dimensions, and then we'll analyze it for the properties that they have on the drawing. And so here's our gasket 2. Just going to make sure that's in the splash page. There it is, gasket 2 instructions. And then I'm going to add that. Let me pause. Resuming, as we take a look now, the gasket instructions are right here, and here's the architectural. And so these are taken from certification exam manuals, and it's really a great idea to think about building up your credentials by getting Autodesk certified. And so they have these Autodesk certification drawings, which analyze the drawings, and you can do that for other CAD softwares as well, if you'd like to build your credentials. And it has you go through and analyze the drawings for their area and distance measurements. And then you just put A, B, C, or D. And like I say, you include that in the drawing, or you can scan the PDF like we have here, where you can just go ahead and add that information for your room calculations if you want to put on the drawing. And the same thing for the mechanical drawing. You know, as we go through and we look at our gasket drawing here, put it on a B-size title block, add the dimensions, and then you can add the analysis information. So the mechanical is a little bit more work, and the fact that you have to draw the geometry, but that's good content to work with. And so companies that make gaskets like Felpro, right over there on McCormick, will have a lot of drawings like this, and they use them to seal things like engines and other mechanical assemblies. Alrighty, back to the main splash page. So that will be our last assignment. You choose either mechanical or architectural drawing, and to analyze that. And then as we look at the main splash page, pay attention to the due dates. Like we said, if you need an extension or if you need some extra support, be sure to email us. We're here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in person, Skokie Campus, room P130, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. online on Thursday, but you need to request an online appointment. So if you do need some assistance to clean up your drawings or just for basic help. All right, with that, Al, is there anything else that we want to touch on before I end the recording?
No, I don't think so.
All righty then, I'll stop the recording and open things up for questions.